on the last call that he had some of the information outdated. I just said on the last call the information was outdated on how much cash GameStop had on hand. I was critical of that. I'm saying he didn't have all the information.
That's all you were critical of?
Everything.
You even admitted that documentary covered top 10% of the most surface level bullshit. It was nitpicking information, and you're only critical of the amount of money.
No, that's not what I said. I said it's a human interest piece. It's on cults. It's not about doing the due diligence and presenting it to everyone.
No, you did say that it only covered about 10%.
Cults, and he touched on a high level, right, of all that stuff. And did a pretty fair job of presenting that.
Did he do a fair job?
I'm not saying that he got everything 100% right, but from someone from the outside researching it and making the 2 documentaries for a year, yes, he did a pretty good job.
No, he didn't. Hold on.
It's his opinion. You can't say that he's wrong.
Okay, I'm going to unmute everyone in a moment. He did not. Okay, first of all, he did not explain Mark Tridon in his role. He did not explain the $400 million that Ryan Cohen tried to turn around and pay the company. Okay, he did not explain. He touched a little bit on Gustavo Arnault's death, but never touched the fraud stuff. There was a lot of stuff he did not cover. So you cannot sit here and confidently say that was a accurate representation of what was going on based off of what he showcased. So go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I have to say it. I said I wasn't going to defend the guy. I'm not saying he got everything 100% right. I said he's an outsider. And I also said that so much, like I follow you guys almost every day and listen to what you guys say because it's so interesting to me. And I've been following this stuff for like years. And even I get lost on all the fucking information you guys throw around and everything that happens. The fact that you're criticizing him because he didn't present every single point and every single portion of the due diligence when the whole portion of his video, which again, his opinion, he was doing a high level on the insight of finance cults. So it wasn't a fucking due diligence video to go over every bit of information. It was a high level on the behavior and the instances and what's going on within the community. So from a high level perspective, for only 2 hours, right? It's only 2 hours long, an hour for each. He did it on a high level. So the fact that you're upset that he missed information, you should make your own documentary. You know what I mean? If you're
we're gonna go over to Controlled Chaos, Chad, and then Serenity next. If anybody wants to talk, please put your hand up. I will be keeping an eye on the phone to whose hand is popping up first. You will have a chance to speak here at the impromptu PP Sunday show, man. All right, let's go ahead and take it over to Controlled. Let's hear it, man.
Yeah, so anyone who hasn't seen the video yet, you can actually watch it on Marantz for free. I don't like throwing people to Marantz, but at the same time, it's better than paying $11 to this guy who wrote this very biased. The funny thing is, you got people that are supposed to be like defending or Ryan Cohen believers and GME investors defending this guy, and he actually trashes Ryan Cohen. With that being said, I think Pulte, PP, and Ryan Cohen could all sue this guy successfully and get this video taken down. Not to mention, there's a lot of other people that could, but those 3 would probably be the ones that were talked about the most. And the defamation would be easily to prove. And I think they should do it because this is a trash video. And with that, I'll yield to Chad or whoever was next.
Go ahead, Chad.
Their videos are free on his YouTube.
Yeah, it is free, but whatever. Don't give the clicks. Usually with documentaries, they present factual information on why. There's always the why, not just the how and the who and the what. And to as a documentarian, all of those are important to put into the piece. But regardless of that, no documentary, no stock bashers, anything is going to change what is coming. And I don't understand why we're giving it the time of day, talking about it and discussing it. It's not going to change what's coming. And I mean, that's all I have to say about that. I don't understand why we give these people the time of day.
While I don't usually agree with you, Chad, on many things, I definitely agree with everything that you just said on that.
And Chad, if you're wrong, you're in Canada.
It's fun to debate things.
Yeah, PP, I'm also in Canada. I'm going to sue you. because I have
Yeah,
more
well,
shares.
joke's on you. I don't live in Canada. I'm a Canadian living in the States, so.
Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, you got me. I rest my case.
All right, let's take it over to I don't know if Serenity still wanted to go, but Victor's hands up. Serenity, if you didn't want to go, I'll let Victor go.
No, I'm fine. I'm this Victor. You can go.
Sure. About 25
Robot.
Someone's roboting. Is that Victor?
Yeah, you're roboting real bad.
Victor, rejoin and try again.
Also, I know some people are trying to request to get up here. I am trying to add you guys up here, but it's giving me an error when I try to do so. So just keep that in mind. Just bear
You gotta
with us.
make a couple people, 2 people co-hosts.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll go if you want, PP.
Vinegar will co-host.
I think you
Pulte
should
said he
make
said
a vinegar donut.
but
I
yeah.
nominate Vinegar Donut as a co-host.
Pulte did
all
say
right.
that, but he did. But he didn't.
Let's take it over to Victor. Victor, let's hear it, man. Go ahead, Victor.
Yeah, you knocked Travis down from co. You got to add Travis as co as well, so you can add more speakers.
I don't think I was ever co, was I?
It says on my screen you are. You have been one.
I've never been a co. This is like an honor. It's not even my birthday.
Victor, is your mic off? Is your mic off? I think he's
What's up,
bugged out.
Victor?
Okay.
Hey, Chad.
Go ahead, Ping.
Quick question. Why, out of the entire documentary, why wasn't Bye Bye Baby mentioned once?
That's a great point. You know, I think
it's a documentary about cults.
Yeah, I think it stems to obviously nobody really knows who compensated Mr. Yanni for this documentary. Obviously, it's speculation. You can put two and two together, make your own assumption of it. Maybe he, happened to fund it himself. I mean, it is very bizarre the timing of everything, right? I mean, today is literally the 1 year anniversary of the plan effective date, which is today 9/29. So again, like the timing of this kind of documentary coming out is very interesting, might I add.
Definitely not self-funded. That was a very coordinated. It took probably a good amount of resources and a number of people putting together the assets as well as editing.
Well, there's only two explanations or two ways. Either it was incompetent or intentional. So
I'll let you choose.
The documentary, I don't think it was all that expensive to make. There were no interviews on location. It was all done through cell phones and Zoom. So you save hundreds of thousands of dollars right there. So it was very graphic, heavy, a lot of clippings, a lot of media. I don't know if they had to get the rights for any of that. Probably not, because it's probably public. You just credit it at the end. But yeah, I wouldn't say that it's all that expensive to make. The only thing it would be is the time of the person or persons doing it. I don't believe it was just James, because somebody's got to be in the space calls listening. Somebody needs to be going through all of the information. This was not just one person. This was a team. Whatever their salary was for this, it was.
yeah. So actually, there was
Else.
a guy I can't remember his name, but again I watched friggin' what do you call it, Morantz, and that guy actually was listed as a writer, director. He was listed in like 4 different categories if you watch the end of it, and he
I'm
would
sorry. What? Morantz was a writer.
No. He calls out the guy I'm speaking about. I think I could take a screenshot. I'm gonna go look in a second and see. But
Oh, okay.
he basically has like his first and last name are like 4 digits or something like that. He was in a ton of spaces, As a matter of fact, a lot of the spaces that you saw clipped, he was in. So he was probably the guy in the spaces listening and infiltrating the space calls or whatever. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'll go look. Hold on a minute.
We'll take it back to Pang and then Bestis, and then any new speakers up here if you guys want to talk at all. Anyone on the panel, just put your hand up if you want to add anything. Go ahead, Pang, and then Bestis.
Yeah, I just want to drop a little bit of tinfoil. What I think of is, do you think this documentary was made by the people who wasn't a part of the third-party release? Because if they were, let's say, if they were released, there would be no point of them like having already paid money into the fraud, make a documentary to make it look bad.
I know there's a lot of people with hands up, and I don't want to overspeak anybody if somebody wants to take a turn. But to answer your question, be like, to me, it comes down to this: the timing of this can't be a coincidence.
I mean, like everything around the world is driven by money, right? Like the people that are making this isn't just sitting there and go, "Oh, I have nothing to do on a fucking Sunday for a year straight."
No, he wanted to make money on his video, duh.
PB, are you there?
Yeah. What was Pang's question? I'm sorry, I'm like multitasking here.
Go ahead.
Ah, dang it. Okay. What my question was, do you think the people that made the video, it's not just one person, but they're probably a part of not a part of the third party release that was given in the dockets, right?
The people who like made the James Yanni video?
Yeah, if you think about it, right? Like,
I mean, you can't. I can't confidently say who funded that. There's no telling who funded this documentary. Obviously, there's people listed at the end of the video who worked on it. I mean, I will say that the timing of it is highly suspect, and I agree with you there, Pang. I just can't confidently say who funded this without having that kind of evidence. But again, it's highly it's speculation at the end of the day who you could speculate to have funded this. So
I mean, you could argue everything you guys are talking about right now is highly speculative as well. You're just saying because there's a lot of graphics in this documentary that there's a group of people that are doing this that are involved for nefarious reasons. I mean, right? Like it's like a speculation circle jerk.
everyone's speculating. Bears,
Right.
Bulls,
That's my
we're all
point.
speculating. I mean, nobody
Right.
unless you're an insider and you have direct knowledge of when this ends and how it ends. Sure. I mean, at that case, like, yeah, you can argue that, but it's all speculation on both sides. The only thing that Bears kind of hang on to is the fact that the plan was effective. They don't focus on the Knolls, the preservation of the Knolls, the carve out of Baby, prior to this. So again, people are entitled to their own opinions. If they believe that we lost, let them believe that. If we want to believe that we've won, we can believe whatever we want. It's as of right now, it's kind of just up for debate because we haven't seen the final decree and the bankruptcy wrap up yet. So let's take it over to Bestest. Let's hear it, man.
Yeah. Hey, you can hear me, everyone?
We can hear you, brother. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Hey, no, I just want to say something here regarding this video. I plan not to watch it because obviously somebody brought it up in the other day on space calls and etc. etc. I knew exactly what they're painting. It's almost it's a narrative that they're painting. They're taking parts and pieces that sort of supports their narrative and story, and then they portray, and then like somebody saying, it's all very shallow, the coverage of events, and they pick and choose those things. So even if you see CNBC and all these mainstream media channels, the finance channels, I personally, and I know several of the my friends have even in the community have stopped watching these for years. I've not even seen other than the clippings that come up on the Twitter. Just somebody posting research, etc., right? So I don't trust these guys. Number two, I was not interested in watching any of this stuff. Given even this $11, I'm not paying that $11. But At the same time, if something's on free, even I'm not interested to watch it because I know exactly what's the narrative they're trying to paint, etc., etc. If you see even CNBC, the documentary and the narrative for Bed Bath and Beyond was that it's a bankrupt company, the company was losing money, all the everything. That's common knowledge, but nobody kind of went into the bankruptcy details. Like several cases were filed on RC, and he came unscathed. He was trying to offer this $400 million. I think I can go on and on with so many events that transpired in the last 1 year that shows RC in good light, and nobody is saying that, nobody's speaking that, right? And these assholes, I can say even Vinegar Donut is an asshole, if he's on this space call. There's no point even giving him space for I'm just saying, because they don't speak the truth. They're here to grift. They don't have any investment in the company.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're here for fun, whatever it is. I don't give a shit. I think if you ignore these assholes, I think
You
they'll
don't
come
have an
around and try
investment
to
either.
play nice to you.
They're here
Otherwise,
to
they'll
save
try to
us.
grift, they'll try to lie, cheat,
Yeah.
and
No,
all that
I'm not
stuff.
here to
Yeah.
save you.
Anyway,
They're here to
that's
save us, is what they're
yeah.
trying to do. They're here to save
No,
us from the
I'm
last
not. No,
2
you guys
years.
get this all wrong. No one cares about saving you. No one
Sorry,
cares about your money. I
I
don't
couldn't
care
hear
what you
anything.
do with your
I
money.
don't know
No
if
one's trying to save you.
Yeah.
It sounds good to say, right? It makes you feel
Then
like
what are
you're
you
making
here
a
for?
point, but no
Then
one
what are you here
cares.
for?
That's
So
it.
what are you here
That's
for?
it. That's all.
I've answered the question like a fucking
What are you here
million
for?
times. You know the answer. You guys
You could
know
be
the
on
answer.
any other channel. You could be on any other channel criticizing any other thing. What are you here for?
Hey, you know what? You could
You're
be
not
paying
here to
attention
save.
to anything
If you're
else.
not here to
too.
save investors from having
Yeah, I'm not here to
misinformation
save
spread,
you.
then what are
I'm
you
not
here
here to
for?
save you. No one's going to save you.
I think
don't care.
personally
So you're here for nothing.
Yeah, for nothing. Let's go with that.
the community intrigues Vinegar, even though he kind of comes from a place at times where obviously it comes off as something like nefarious, or maybe obviously Bestis said that you're kind of an asshole. Maybe it's the way that at times you conduct yourself. I'm sure there's times where you would like to have conversations, and I think that's great, especially with someone who is not invested in this and has their opinion. You're welcome to have your opinion, but at the end of the day, I think what Bestis is kind of highlighting is true, and what I do want to say is that, I know you mentioned that you don't want to watch the video because obviously it's filled with bullshit, things like that. I think the major benefit of watching that video is to see how hard they are coming at our community, to really drive home the fact that they spent a year conducting this and creating this film, about a group of people who get together and discuss a topic that they all like, right? I don't see anywhere else where someone is making videos like this and actually putting such high production value, into again, like a group of people who mind their own business, get together and discuss a stock. There's mentionings of our community doxing people, things like that. None of that is true. A lot of this doxing happened. A lot of this doxing happened on 4chan. You cannot confidently say those were our community members. Most likely, it seems like they were meltdowners. And number one, I was the very first person to be doxxed, and I did not point any fingers at anybody. So, and nor did I encourage anyone else to be doxxed. So,
Bullshit. You literally talked about piling money together to figure out who these people are, platinum included. We talked about it on the
Putting
last
hits on
call.
people,
So
bro.
don't lie. You're saying bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, PP, can I say a couple
go
of
ahead,
statements?
Bestis. Yeah, finish up, brother.
Yes. So, PP, I never felt or you are misleading the community. I watched your show religiously for the last year and a half. Even I've missed some of these shows. I went back and watched them, recordings, etc., etc. So I have high regard for you. And secondly, I have high regard for the people you bring, and I also have high regard for the way you conduct your show. I think you're very balanced. You try to give a voice to even people that have, negative or opposing views, etc., etc. I think it's really enjoyable, the show. Secondly, I've donated to your show. I've even, came to Pulte event. I have no complaints about the money I lost on it. I mean, I not say the money I spent on it. Like, I've been to those events. I have no complaint. I know who's complaining. I don't think anybody's complaining. these guys are thinking, somebody is complaining and they want to represent them, but I don't think anybody is complaining. So we're all happy to spend our money to watch your show, to come to the Atlanta event or the Florida events. So that's all our own money, and we're happy to spend it. So just I want it to be known to everybody that that's all money well spent, as well as out of our own will. Nobody's forcing us.
That's very kind of you, Bestis. Thank you for your support of the show, and I appreciate the kind words, my man. I'm glad that you enjoy it, and we'll keep hitting it week after week, and doing our best. So I appreciate the kind words, my man.
Yeah, if nobody's watching, I'll be the one watching. So you can do the show just for me, okay?
Well,
drop
don't
down.
say,
Right.
don't
Sounds
say
like a
no
plan.
one's tried any
Thank you.
doxing before when that's not
Raise your
true.
audience.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
You've had people in your community try to dox other
Bye.
people, so that's
No,
not true.
that's false. We don't
That's
support
true. I
doxing.
put a video in the nest that there's Sal up there talking about doxing me and trying to dox me, and that didn't go out so well for him. But he's not the only one.
Okay,
I mean,
well, Sal isn't here. Sal isn't here to speak for himself. So
you're right.
I'm sorry that you and
You can
I'm
watch
sorry
the
that you
video in
and
the
Sal.
nest. That'll do the talking for it.
I'm sorry that you and Sal have whatever's going on, but he's not here to discuss it, and I don't speak on behalf of Sal. Let's go ahead and take it over
Don't
to.
speak for your entire community.
Let's go ahead and take it over to
There's also
Bogo.
one
Go.
thing to say you're going to do it, but then actually do it like a fucking.
Yeah,
prick.
I mean, Vinegar,
No, that's called a
you're
threat.
so
It's called a
sour
threat.
about you act like there's a head of this community that gives orders to
Can
the
you hear
next
me?
level, that gives orders to
Yeah,
the
we
next
can. Hang on
level.
one second, Bogo. Go ahead.
Travis,
And-
can you hear
and
someone else?
give
Someone
it
else is
down.
talking.
I
No.
can barely. Sorry.
You're good, Travis. Go ahead, and then we'll go to Bogo.
No, I was just saying, like you act like there's a head of this community that gives orders to the next level, that gives orders to the next level, and there's this hierarchy of orders. We're all a bunch of individuals coming together. We don't control people. Everybody's allowed to come on the show, give their opinions, give their information, and believe what they believe in. And yet
Sure,
you're telling
fine, but
that
don't say no one's ever
number-
doxed anyone. Don't speak for everyone if you can't defend everyone. That's the point.
Who am I speaking for but me?
Okay,
Tell
but people just
No,
spoke
no,
for
no, no,
everyone,
no,
and
no,
I
no,
called
no,
out
no.
the
You
bullshit for
told
that.
me don't speak for
No,
anybody else. So tell me who am I speaking
I
for?
called out the bullshit of what PB just said. PB just said no one's ever done it. And I'm like, bullshit. Here's
Our
one
community
who's done it.
doesn't.
Tell me.
Our community
You
doesn't
can't.
dox, my man. I
Oh,
don't know
he
what
told your
what answer
community
you're
or
on.
not Travis,
Did he
sorry.
say
You
Sal
just
in your
tweeted
community?
a hit
or
on
did he?
somebody. How is that not doxing though?
What's up?
Cedric, you need to put your
Hey,
hand up, my man. All right, let's take it
Chad,
over to
remember when
Bogo.
you got upset because someone
Hey guys,
threatened your
I'm
family?
not really sure the point I'm trying to
Hold on, I
make right
can't
now,
respond to
but
the,
I've
to things
I've
someone
been
said.
in the space for since probably May,
Okay, you're right.
and
Let's
I've
just
been
move
trying
on.
to
It's
find the best
uncomfortable like this.
resources to kind of understand what's happening and what's going on. I've gone through lots of different people, lots of different shows, lots of
Yeah.
different things, and I found that the PB show is the only one that is kind of open. And it allows people to come on and be like, hey, I've got this information. Let's talk about this. Let's figure it out. And it's been incredibly awesome. I've loved the whole thing. I go on to other shows and it's just like, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And the last space that I guess all the, I don't want to call them the other people, but the other side was on was so fucking toxic. And it was so terrible. And I just immediately was like, what's wrong with these people? Why are they so anti-information? Why are they so anti this, anti that, blah blah blah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing they're just. I mean, why would you come on and be like, fuck you for having this belief? You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, while you're just trying to find information. It just doesn't make any sense. And also, the dude documentary and all that kind of stuff. Like it's I don't know. Is it shills? Is it whatever? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But all I know is that the PB show has been fucking awesome and fucking great. And thank you for fucking doing what you're doing.
It's
Anytime,
because they
man.
can't control a narrative. That's why they're here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm literally
It's
calling out the false narrative that you're presenting right now, and I'd like to talk about
because
it
they
now.
can't. It's
Unless you
because
guys
they
want to
can't
change the
control a
subject.
narrative, and they
Can
can't
I go now?
control TP's YouTube channel. That's why they're here.
go ahead, Vinegar. Let's hear it.
Well, I just put it up in the nest. You saying that
I
you
just want
defend
to say
the
one
fact
more
that
thing,
no one
PP.
doxes. I put it up there, and then Chad comments and says, well, just because he said he was going to do it, it didn't mean he actually did it. And I was like, Chad, you DM'd me to tell me that you put me on a police report because someone threatened your family. So just because someone says something, you take it as a threat.
So,
Like you're
Vinegar,
pretending like it's not a big deal because it didn't happen. The threat of it is still the threat of it. So like you're giving this narrative that's just
Vinegar.
not true. It's not
Can I ask
true.
you a
I'm calling
question?
out the fact that it's not true. Okay, and then you're just
Sure.
moving the conversation along.
Can I ask you a
So
question?
it's not true.
So
And you
first off,
tweeted about wanting to dox people. Like you're sitting here saying that no one's ever done it, and you guys have actually done it. I think the reason
No.
you're
No,
upset
no,
about this documentary
that was
because
that,
it
that
is
was
showing
some
the
rogue
dark side of your
community
community
members.
that you guys aren't addressing.
No,
That's
that
the
was
truth.
some rogue community
Yes.
members, and we've called them out, and they have actually kind of we've watched. A lot of people have blocked them since then because we weren't for it. We aren't for it.
Block
Hell,
two.
I've
Sorry.
gotten blocked, and you know
Go for
what? It sucks, and I'm not here for it. I'm not. I don't
Okay, dox
support
two.
it.
I didn't hear
I
what name you
don't.
said, Travis.
Then I'll let somebody else speak. Go ahead. Who was trying to speak? I'm sorry.
so I had a question for Vinegar here. I'm just I know you've said it before. This is obviously you and me one on one here. I'm curious. Okay, so what exactly draws you to this community? Do you like some of the people throughout this community? Like genuinely, like do you actually enjoy having conversations with them? Do you like challenging the thesis? Like what
Yeah.
psychologically?
That's
Like
good.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
understand like
It's
what brings
it's
you.
the psychological aspect of your community, the cult
Okay.
narrative that was talked about. Yeah, it's the debating aspect of it. It's the insanity. It's all of it. The characters, all of it. So
Uh-huh.
I'm just keeping it
So
brief because I answered this a bunch of times. But yeah.
so you find it like what? Like entertaining, or you actually are curious, or what is it?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Yeah, it's mostly like the entertainment factor. Like shares, I mean, shares were canceled a year ago, and this is still going on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the fact that
Well,
you guys are not only is equity going to come back, but you guys are going to be millionaires from it and change the world and all this shit. And then
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's
every
right.
time something happens, like that's funny to me. Like that's funny and interesting
Why
because
is it
it's so
funny?
absurd. It's because you think that you're gonna change the world with a bankrupt stock. Like that's very interesting. And
Because they are.
the cartwheels and
No. Bankrupt
that whole thing is
stocks.
funny. Oh, that's
Usually
right.
the
Because
craziest
Blockbuster's
people
gonna
who
come
think
back
they
and
can
yeah,
change the
that's
world are
right.
usually the
Yeah.
ones who do, Vinegar.
Yeah, but I mean, loony bins are also full of those people too. Like you just because you say something outlandish and think it's going to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen.
There's
Like
nothing
you
outlandish.
we've already
We know
yes,
that
yes there is.
we know
Yes,
that
there
there
is.
was fraud. We know that there was fraud that took place. We know that the final decree hasn't happened yet. The only thing that you're going off of that, like, and again, like, I'll use this term loosely, like with shills, okay, is that they latch onto one thing and they don't look at the entire picture. The entire picture of Ryan Cohen, even though he sold in August of 2022, he continued to have a standstill with the company all the way up until March of the next year, right? 1 month before we file bankruptcy, his standstill ends.
Subject.
So Cedric, wait your turn, man. Again, like the biggest thing is that you think we're crazy, but we're looking at the full picture. I mean, we're tracking back all the way from the start of when Ryan Cohen initially took his position to where it is now. And guess what? Still to this day, Vinegar, he is listed as a creditor in this bankruptcy. Okay. There are tweets of his where he says, I just got off the phone with a great American brand who doesn't want my help, and this is going to get interesting. I
Yeah, that was
mean,
from like 3
you
years ago.
and again, like, I'm just trying to tell you that, look, there's a very strong possibility that you could be wrong about us. And
Of course.
that's fine. I'm it's going to be more interesting to see kind of how this plays out. And if our thesis in fact does become true, it will be very interesting to see what the conversation we'll have at that point in time as well.
Hey,
Yeah,
Vinegar,
and
why?
also, and speaking of that, like, sorry, it just reminded me because I saw Ramez popped in here and we were talking about the doxing stuff earlier. Like, he's made threats, doxing threats to Amy and her kids and things like that, and talking about going.
I had my
Yes,
hand up.
me, but it's true, and it's it's stuff that your community's done. It's documented, so like,
no one's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
one's
yeah.
kid should be involved.
you can at
I
least
have.
address. Yeah,
Yeah,
good boy.
you come after me or my community, I will do that. And you know what? I'm not scared to do that. I mean, you can document whatever you want to. My question to you is
I
why
mean,
the
you
fuck?
are scared because you and I were supposed to meet up. You and I
Hold
were
on,
supposed to.
Vinegar. Hold on. Let
can I
Jamali go.
speak? Yeah.
Okay,
Simple question.
go
Why
ahead,
are
big
you
boy.
here? Why are you here? Just like I can't. Either you're addicted to abuse because everybody's
Jesus
ripped
Christ,
here.
dude.
Like literally every. I mean, there are some people addicted to abuse, and I think you are. And you know what? You have no stake in this game. So why the hell are you here?
No,
If
I'm
you
addicted. I'm addicted to this as much as you are addicted to food. You
no
fat
no
fuck.
faggot, you just stop taking
Fucking
dicks up
weird.
your ass and mouth. Everybody knows that. So let me
What a
tell you
good
this
guy.
simple.
Phoebe, you're
Listen,
such a
dude.
good guy.
I'm gonna shut you down for a second. Listen.
No, you're
Put
not.
your money.
No, you're
Put your
not.
money where your
You're a
mouth
dumb
is. I
fat
don't
boy.
know if you have money for lunch or not, but let's put $50,000 bet right
I thought you were
now.
gonna come see me. What happened? Are you gonna come see
Got him.
Oh, dude, you think I'm
What's
your
the,
slave that I'm going to come and fly to see you? You messaged me. Are
you're
you
gonna come
going to be
see
in
me.
Atlanta?
You wanted
Are
to.
you, you messaged if I'm going to be in Atlanta. I said yes. I said this is my room number. This is my hotel. Show up. Did you? No. So I'm going to put this to rest for once and all. I'm just saying, first thing, you're addicted to abuse. That's why you're here. You have no stake in this game. Second thing is, if you think we lost, let's put the money, let's put it in escrow, and let's see if we win or if we lose. Simple as that.
Do it.
Bet
Do
You
it.
convinced
no
that we lost. So
no
put your
balls.
fucking money, whatever money you make, $200 a week or whatever, put that money, come forward, and let's put this to rest.
I didn't hear any of that because I got dropped down the speaker, so you're gonna have to repeat yourself. You can just hit me up in the DMs. Okay, big boy.
No, no, I'm not going to send you DMs. You're not that important.
No, send
You're
me a DM,
fucking
big boy.
addicted to abuse. What I'm telling you, if you think we
You're
lost,
addicted to
why
food.
don't you put your money where your mouth is? I'm ready to bet you $50,000 today, this second. If
Okay,
you're
are you
that
gonna put
much
up your money
convinced.
or the money that you steal from other people, allegedly, in my
Yeah,
opinion?
okay, fine. I steal from people, right?
Redirect.
You do.
Deflect.
We
Okay,
know
I
you do.
Deflect.
stole. I
We know
oh,
that
it
about you. Yeah,
shouldn't
you
matter.
steal
Shouldn't
money.
matter. It should.
One at a time, please. Judge Ramez, please.
You're right,
One at a
sorry.
time. Ramez first, and then we'll go to whoever is he's addressing. Go ahead, Ramez.
So yeah, fine. I stole it. What
I think Ramez got muted.
Guys, you're muted. You muted.
Oh,
Can you?
but PP, unfortunately, I have to go. I have 3 kids. I got to prepare dinner. I got to do everything. Vinegar. I
So
know
we got
we
that.
agreed.
I want Ramez to keep going. I don't care.
Yeah,
I
he
understand. No, I'm
talked.
signing
I
off.
want him to go.
I'm signing off. I'm telling you, I
Okay.
appreciate that we agree to disagree. I appreciate the fact that you're still here, which tells us that what we're doing is important. And I appreciate that you're always here to, kind of shine an alternative perspective on how we could be wrong. The thing is because of all the redacted information, because of all the confidentiality, because of everything else, you can't prove that we're wrong, and we can't prove that you're right. And that's the most beautiful thing about this play. And I've said this from the get go that you can't prove we're wrong, we can't prove you're right, and we can agree to disagree. But a lot of us in this community have put our money where our mouth is. A lot of us come on to share our opinions on what we believe
Okay, I
is actually
understand.
happening.
I'd
Hold
rather
on,
you.
I'm
You
signing
can.
off.
I
I really
appreciate
am.
it. Okay.
Hold on. Let
So,
Travis
I
finish,
would
and
like
then
to
we're gonna go
agree.
back to
and I'll
Jamali, and then to Vinegar.
and I'll let you rebuttal, and then I'll go. But we put our money where our mouth is. We believe in what we are doing, and a lot of people have done a lot of due diligence. Unlike what was done in this documentary, which was hilarious, by the way. And we're in this. We're kind of locked in here now. So even if you tell us we're wrong, it doesn't matter. We can't do anything. Nobody can make a move. Nobody can do anything until this thing is finalized. And until then, hey, we've placed our bets. But the question that I have for you, and I'll let you rebuttal, but why are you still here? Because we all understand why we're still here.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to answer that by saying that Ramez has pictures of Amy's kids and threatens her, and
All right,
threatens to come see
we're
her.
and
not
that's
talking.
why
We're
you're
not
here.
talking about that.
You're the
Yeah,
top, huh?
is that what you
That's why
do?
you're
You
here.
you was talking about that, right,
Dude,
Ramez?
Vinegar, you just looking for a
Vinegar, I did drop you down because you keep speaking over everybody. If you continue to speak over everybody, I'll just remove you. So we were trying to give you a chance to respond. If you guys can't follow simple directions, I'll mute you. If you keep unmuting yourself and talking over people, then I'm going to drop you down. And then if you come back up and do it again, I will remove you from the space, and then you can claim foul and everything like you do. But it's simple rules. We're going to be cordial and respectful to each other and speak one at a time.
Yeah, we don't have any fucking mushroom stamps here to give out. All right, it's just the goddamn mute button. So get used to it. All right, fellas. All right, let's go ahead and take it back over to I think Travis was wrapping up, and then he's going to get going. Go ahead.
I was done. I actually wanted to hear Vinegar's response. As you know,
Sure.
I understand why I'm still here, and I understand why a lot of the community members are still here because we put our money where our mouth is. But why are you still here?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've answered that 3 times, and you know, I've already explained why I'm still here. And then you dropped me down, but you didn't drop down Ramez. So I mean, that's you being
That's
biased
fine.
here. But
Yeah, he did. He said it's because Travis that he finds it entertaining that we are
yeah, we've
a
already
group
got
of investors that he believes are like crazy cult like things like that. So that's kind of his approach. I think it's a little deeper than that. I think Vinegar genuinely actually probably likes our community because nobody would spend this much time like as Vinegar. And again, like that's my own opinion, but something about it something about it tells me that I think he kind of like likes the PP show. He probably watches it a little more often than most people, and he genuinely probably wants to have these conversations in good faith. But he also is like, look, yeah, I'm just saying this. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but he is probably a little bit of an asshole too, and he likes to fight, and it is what it is.
Can I respond now? Can I respond now?
Go ahead,
I don't want to
Vinegar,
I don't want to get dropped down. Yeah,
No, go
I
ahead,
find
man.
the last 5 minutes just seems like a filibuster to the uncomfortable conversations and the uncomfortable things that Ramez was just saying.
We're
And it
going to
was an
Ramez
example
right now
of
in
it.
just a moment. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, like that's why I feel like this whole thing was we're just filibustering away from the uncomfortable shit that he does and makes your community look bad. So yeah, let's get back to that.
All right, Travis, enjoy the night, man. We'll see you later.
Bye,
all right, let's take it back over to. We got a couple people here with their hands up. We'll take it back over to Jamali here. Jamali, let's hear it, man.
So I make people uncomfortable. Okay, yeah, fine. I mean, like I said before, if somebody's going to come after me or the community, I'll do it. I've doxed people. I'm not going to say that I did not. Right? I did it.
Yeah, but you said you threatened naming
Can
your
I
kids.
speak? Can I speak,
Hold
dude?
on, Vinegar. Come on, let him talk, man. You'll have your chance.
So
Go ahead, Jamali.
my question is like everybody else is, why are you here? You're so convinced we lost. You say I steal money from people and that's where the money comes from, right? You don't know who I
Right.
am, first thing. So why does it matter? I mean, it's a free $50,000 for you. If I've stolen money or if I robbed a bank or whatever, that's not your concern, right? So why don't you make a bet with me? There are like 700 people right now. I will show the proof of funds. We'll open an escrow and let's see who wins. Instead of going back and forth and arguing and me calling you this and you calling me this, doesn't serve the purpose. You're convinced that we lost. I'm convinced we won. So why
Mm-hmm.
don't we put our money where our mouth is? Simple as
Yeah,
that.
that's a great idea.
You want to do that?
Yeah, but is it your money though, or is it money that you've allegedly
I
supposedly
think the real
invested?
question. I think the real question.
Shouldn't matter to you.
Hold on. It's not your turn
The
to
real
speak.
question, Vinegar, is: do you even
No, it's
have
not your.
50,000?
Except for one, it's not your turn to speak. You're gonna
Do
need to
you
go on mute.
do you have
Yeah,
50,000
the
though,
whole
Vinegar? I don't
listening.
think you do. I don't think you have 50,000, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Ted Ramez also said that he only had like $60,000 to his name. I think he said that to some people.
That's over
I don't think I ever
50,000.
said
Yeah,
that.
he just
I'm
needs to
gonna
go to his
listen
account.
to
But
me.
I could be wrong about that.
Let me break.
Anyway,
Hold
can
on.
we?
Let me
But
break the news to
you
you.
did admit that
I'm gonna break the news to you,
threatened
my
the family and
friend.
you had pictures of your kids and shit
I'm
like that.
gonna.
That's kind of fucked.
Ramez, please go ahead.
I'm gonna
Oh, do
break
I
the
go?
news
Do
to
I go?
you.
Because it was my turn to speak.
All right, go ahead, Vinegar.
Yeah, so I mean, you just admitted before you left like 10 minutes ago that you threatened Amy and that you have pictures of your kids and you do a lot of fucked up things. So like, it's not you don't have a defensible position in that. So I'm calling out the fact that you do that. And PP 20 minutes ago was talking about how no one in this community docs or anything. You guys had
Yeah,
this
no, we
this
don't
idealist
support
view of your community.
doxing. What people do in their free time has nothing to do with the PP show or our
Oh,
community.
okay, I see.
People are allowed to do whatever they
So
want with their time. That
oh,
has
I'm not done
nothing
yet.
to do with the PP show community
Yeah,
itself.
but I'm not done yet. But see, you're dismissing that by saying that he's doing that in his own time, and it doesn't affect your community because he's doing all of his doxing and sketchy bullshit behavior right on his free time, and it's not on PP show time. You're not an employer. You're not employing Ramez from 9 to 5, and then he's doxing Amy at 6 o'clock. It doesn't work that way. So I'm just saying you're being disingenuous in those comments, and this is the stuff that your community needs to be called out for, and you're acting like you're innocent and you're not. And I'm not, PP,
Okay.
I'm not blaming
I
you.
understand.
I'm
You're
not
you're
blaming,
entitled
hold
to your
on.
opinion,
I'm not,
Vinegar.
hold on. One last sentence. I'm not blaming you for what Ramez is doing or what other people are doing. I'm saying that you shouldn't defend everyone and defend everyone in your quote unquote community for being good people when it's evident here that they're not. So you shouldn't defend everyone. You should say,
Well,
hey, maybe most of the community is good people, but definitely not all of them, because you got some real shitheads in here, and it's pretty evident right now.
well, I don't support bringing in family things like that. What Ramez does, and again in his free time, is up to him. If he feels he needs to go about things a certain way, he's an individual. He's a grown man.
Of course.
And
Is
again,
he part of your
I can
community?
have my own opinion about it too.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, my dog's going crazy. He needs to take a shit. Go
Is he
ahead,
part of your
Jamali,
community?
and then we're going down to
Is he
Poetic
part of
for
your
you.
community?
So here's the thing. Yes, PP is not like our
PP, is
father or
Ramez
anything.
part of your community?
Can you please let Jamali go? Thank you.
Yeah, there's no choice. I dropped him down again. Strike two. One more. He's out.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Yes, I mean, PP is not our father or anything. We do whatever we want to do. Yes, we follow him, we watch his show, we love his show, whatever. My thing is that you said that I said I don't even have 60,000, under my name or anything. I mean, I don't know who told you that, but I'm going to break you the news, my friend. I'm worth $207 million, and I have no problem posting that, all the legal documents. Remember, $207 million. Okay, keep remember. I'm going to say this one last time. I don't want to go back and forth with you. There is no point of you being in this community and just telling people off what to do, what not to do. We invested our money. If we lose, we lose. I'm 110% convinced that we have won. If you're that much convinced, does not matter where my money come from. Why don't you put $50,000? It's free money for you. We'll show the proof of funds. We open an escrow. You put 50,000. I put 50,000. We can do it this coming week. If we lose, just it's free money for you, $50,000, and just leave. You are convincing me more and more that you're addicted to abuse. People have raped you, man. People have called you this. People have called you that. But you know what? You keep coming back for more. This is an addictive behavior. You freaking love to be abused. Second thing is what I said to